After the UPSC Prelims 2026, thousands of UPSC aspirants in the country are asking the same question. And the question is, where are the questions of UPSC Prelims coming from? The reason is most of the coaching institute study material are failing to predict the trend of the UPSC Prelims examination. Guys, this year paper was really difficult. Many have called the paper random, unpredictable, and also a luck-based exam. In a reply, UPSC chairman has categorically told that most of the questions and answers of the Prelims 2026 was prepared from standard textbooks, government websites, government press releases, and reputed newspaper. So if you are preparing for 2027 prelims examination, and if you want to be in the top 1% of candidates who are going to crack prelims 2027, then you have to focus more on these four resources. Guys, most of the students, they make the mistake that they invest too much time in reading the coaching institute's compilation and they ignore newspapers, they ignore PIB, they ignore the standard textbooks. This is a major fault which most of the aspirants make, and that is why they struggle to crack prelims even after years of preparation. Today I am going to show you exact sources from where UPSC prelims questions are getting framed in the prelims examination. Let us see. The first source is the PIB. This is the most important source for the prelims examination. I'm going to show you. You can see this question which came on Genome India project. You can see this statement: the project was funded by Department of Biotechnology, was directly taken from the very first sentence of Genome India from the PIB. You can see Genome India is funded by Department of Biotechnology. Exactly the same statement. Guys, I use PIB to frame questions in my Laksh test series, and last year I gave two questions on Genome India project, and you can see here this question on Genome India project. You can see here directly I have said that Genome India is a pioneering scientific project funded by Department of Biotechnology. You can see, because I prepare my questions from the PIB. You can see here 13th of April 2025. You can see directly from the PIB I had prepared, and exactly this question came in the UPSC prelims examination. Okay, next you can see this, guys, the science optima test, which is the predicted questions for UPSC prelims 2026. You can see again I had given a question on Genome India project, and exactly you can see I had given the same statement. You can see here statement 3, the project is funded by biotechnology. You can see how close are my questions to the UPSC prelims examination, because I'm also following the same resources which the UPSC chairman now has declared that the questions are being prepared from PIB, which are the press releases of government ministries. Guys, let us see another source. You can see here this question, which was a very difficult question. You can see here on Airy Silk. You can see here OK text certification. This was also taken directly from the PIB. You can see here 20 March 2025 PIB. So you have to cover at least 1.5 year of PIB. Basically, you can see most of the questions are getting framed from the PIB. Again, the next source is the India yearbook. This is also a very important source. Guys, this also I am covering in my prelims test series. Let me show you questions coming from India yearbook. So this was a question which came in 2025 prelims examination. You can see this was directly taken from the India yearbook 2025. You can see here at present UPI is fully functional in UAE, Bhutan, Nepal, Singapore, Mauritius, France, Sri Lanka. You can see exactly the same question from the PIB. You can go and check the finance chapter of the India yearbook. Okay, exactly the same question from India yearbook finance chapter. Okay, there were more questions also, guys. You can see this question from 2022 prelims examination, national flag code. You can see it was also taken from the India yearbook chapter number 2, national symbols. Okay, so second source which is really important for UPSC prelims is the India yearbook. The third source is the ministry websites. Guys, you should definitely check ministry websites every 6 months. Obviously it is not possible to check every day, but at least every 6 months you should definitely check ministry's website. And also, guys, you know that in the PIB there is every year, okay, year end review of all ministries are published. Guys, I deliberately cover this year-end reviews of PIBs of all the ministries in my prelims mentorship batch, and that is the reason I'm able to predict some of the questions in the prelims examination. So kindly refer ministries websites also. If you are part of our test series for 2027, do not worry, I will be covering all the ministry websites regularly in our test series. The next resource is Yojana and Kurukshetra, because they have categorically told that all the publications of government are being used to frame questions for the prelims examination. You know, guys, these are the two most important publications as far as development issues are concerned from the government of India. One is the Yojana magazine and other is the Kurukshetra magazine. Guys, I would like to request every one of you kindly go through this Yojana and Kurukshetra magazines also, as now UPSC has categorically told that the question setters are directed to frame questions from government publications. Guys, these are the two important government publications which are very relevant for UPSC prelims examination. Again, I would like to tell you that if you are part of my prelims test series, I will be covering all these Yojana Kurukshetra of at least 1.5 years in my test series. Next is the standard sources, standard textbooks. Guys, the most important textbook which is a standard for UPSC prelims examination is the NCERTs. Guys, this year in 2026 prelims examination, which is being called as the toughest prelims examination ever in the history of UPSC prelims, still there are at least 10 to 15 questions which were directly taken from the NCERT. One example I'm going to show you. You can see this question, empty seat represents in Buddhist iconography. You can see directly word to word this question is taken from the new NCERT themes in Indian history. You can see here the empty seat was meant to indicate meditation of Buddha. You can see all these things have been given exactly. Okay, here they're like this. There are many questions which come. Okay, next is the standard newspaper. Guys, in standard newspaper, I would like to request every UPSC aspirant for 2027 to refer Hindu newspaper. This is the most important. But if you cannot read Hindu newspaper, then you can also read the Indian Express, particularly the explained section. You can see in the Hindu newspaper this topic of the Hullock gibbon was asked and multiple times in the newspaper, covered in multiple times. You can see here endangered western Hullock gibbon. You can see here, and exactly this question was asked in the prelims examination. You can see this, exactly this question was asked. Okay, guys, and you know, since I cover Hindu newspaper diligently, I do not miss one single day. Also, every day I frame 10 important questions from the Hindu newspaper linking to the PYQs. I was able to predict this question. I had given an Optima card also on this topic, and exactly this question you can see here, exactly this question came in the prelims examination. Also, guys, I had framed a question also. You can see here exactly. Okay, you can see IUCN status. Okay, everything I had given about this question, and this question came in the prelims examination. Guys, therefore I would like to request every one of you to solve these 10 questions. These 10 questions I'm preparing from the Hindu newspaper. Every day, if you solve these 10 questions throughout the year, 365 days, no force on earth can stop you from cracking the prelims examination, because we are doing the same thing as suggested by the chairman, that please study standard textbooks, please study government press releases, please study reputed newspapers, and Hindu is one of the most reputed newspaper. I'm covering 10 questions from the Hindu newspaper and Indian Express explained section. So if you want to cover all these resources at one place, this is the test series you have to join. You can contact me if you want. Okay, thank you guys, bye bye, take care.